In more recent years, San Francisco and trash, amongst other things, have been sort of linked together, and obviously not in a good way. The phrases, the city has changed, or it never used to look this way, is not uncommon to hear nowadays. And while that may be true, one thing that I do know is that everything and everyone is not always gonna be perfect. What is deemed as one of the most beautiful cities in the world is kind of going through its own phase of evolution right now, and it's so easy to sit back and complain or point fingers at who's to blame, or this person should have done this or that person should have done that, when in fact that negative energy takes this amount of effort. What does take a concerted amount of effort is being positive through the difficult times and taking action to make change. One man here in the city decided that he was fed up with the trash on his street and did just that. What started off as a father and son doing their part to keep their neighborhood streets clean turned into a nonprofit organization, quickly sweeping through the entire streets of the city. On today's episode of The City Uncovered, I'm introducing you to Refuse Refuse and the man that sparked the movement. All right, so first of all, Vince, I just want to thank you for even taking out the time to sit with me today. I just want to give you a moment to share with everybody else exactly what it is that you're doing.
I'm Vince Ewan. Grew up in Pasadena. My parents are first-generation immigrants from Hong Kong. Lived in the city since 2003, 2004, and I've been in here in Richmond for 10 years now.
At what point did you realize that change needed to happen in the city, or was there something in particular that triggered you in order to go this route about what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of chance really in the beginning. It was just pandemic. I was stuck at home with my two young kids. They were 6 and 4 at the time, and I was just trying to get them out of the house.
Right.
You know, keep them distracted, get them out of my hair. And so I remember me and a neighbor used to walk our kids to school, and we'd say, man, there's so much trash here in our neighborhood, like someone should pick this up. And I just went online, I got a couple of those trash pickers, and me and my kids would just clean our own block, and after a couple of weeks, it really worked. Like it was a huge difference. Our street was a lot cleaner. And then I started researching, like, well, how do other cities, other places, other cultures keep their city clean? And a lot of it comes from Japan. Japanese people have this kind of culture of cleanliness. They teach their kids to clean up in the schools.
Yeah.
And so a lot of what I'm trying to draw from is like that kind of culture. Hi everyone, thanks for coming out. A lot of familiar faces, some new timers, awesome. Refuse Refuse is a citizen resident campaign, a group of grassroots volunteers dedicated to trying to keep the city clean and just working with whoever and wherever people want to have a better neighborhood. Just volunteers from all walks of life that just want a better San Francisco. And so we're all about supporting each other and providing each other resources, just getting organized and having something that's focused. It kind of builds on itself because people see that they're not the only ones doing it and that other people are. But we're in almost, you name a neighborhood, we're pretty much have someone who's doing at least like a regular monthly cleanup there. In some neighborhoods, it's weekly, and it's, they're getting hundreds of people out, right?
Beautiful.
So for me, even though it takes a long time, changing people's habits is hard because, we're all busy. There's a lot going on. Life is hectic. And like the pathways aren't that easy. We were talking earlier, like even if you kind of feel it and you want to do something to make change, it's sometimes hard to find those opportunities, right? Because you have to like commit long term, or you don't even know where to start.
Right.
Or this is like so easy, you just show up and you can do it and you can make a difference like we did today. You see how much cleaner the neighborhood is and how many bags of trash we collect.
Right.
I've lived in this neighborhood for 10 years, and after doing this, I just met all these people who've lived here who I never had a chance to talk to, and it's just through this effort, it's like now you walk down the street and you say hi to people and you know their stories, you know what they do, you know what they're like, and it feels good. It's like a real community. And I think we lose a lot of that in a big city, right? Small town, rural places, they get a little bit more of that. And so if we can kind of actually import some of that to the city, I think that's going to be amazing, right? At the scale of goodness and love, right?
Yeah.
We can do some special things. So, people like this cleanup, some professionals, some people in school, we saw some students,
We did.
Some retirees.
Yeah.
It's great. It's like a whole range of people who will come out and do this, and then everyone benefits. People say thank you when you do it.
At least from what we saw today, especially, right? You're literally bringing all walks of life together.
The goal for Refuse Refuse is just to continue to demonstrate that we care, one person at a time, one cleanup at a time. I definitely focus on the results. I mean, I want a, objectively clean city with less trash. You're never gonna have perfect, right? But your house gets dirty, does that mean you're never gonna clean it?
Right.
Your clothes get dirty, you're not gonna do laundry. So same thing with the city. If that's your home, if you take pride in it, then you would wanna go out and clean it and keep it clean and cared for. So that's one. It's just people paying attention and then acting, doing something about it instead of just talking about it. And then even beyond that, like, what I also hope is that it just has people build the habit and a culture of volunteering and being civically engaged and doing something positive for the community. We have a lot of privilege here. A lot of people can do things for others that are less privileged.
Yeah. And I think that's big, and kind of what you touched on is not even just so much about what you're doing with the trash part, but just taking initiative as a whole within the community on different aspects that we're struggling with within the city. I think that's big. So
if you want to get involved, just go to the website, www.refusesf.org, and look up a cleanup and join us. It's super easy. Just drop in and have a good time.
Don't wait, don't hesitate. Do it now while it's on your mind. Click over now and sign up. It's super easy. An hour of your day. If you think what Vincent and Refuse is doing is great for the city and the community, smash that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content as we are uncovering everything there is about the city. If you're in the area, make sure you go sign up, do your part. Do not just sit back and point fingers. Be the change that you want to see. Out.